What's up, combo fans? Fantastic Four, the first episode is finally out, so I'm going to do my full-on spoiler review. So if you don't want any spoilers, please click off the video and go see the film, and then come back and continue to watch the review. Now, when this film got announced, I was so excited for this film. I love the Fantastic Four, but then when they announced the cast, I was a bit Like we've got Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, I forgot the guy who plays Ben, who plays Ben Grimm in this. Got Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. But when the trailer came out, I thought it looked amazing. I got so hyped for it. I was so hyped for this movie. I loved the world. Look at the world, and the which just looked really amazing. So now seeing it in cinemas, I would say this is one of Marvel's best films already in the Phase 6. I just love everything. Marvel nailed everything about the Fantastic Four in this film. So let me get straight into what I thought of all the positives and the negatives of this film. Starting with the positives, the casting for this film was spot on. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, in my opinion, is one of the best casting for Reed Richards. He actually embodies the role of the character, because he's like basically straight out of the comics. Like he wants to you can tell he loves science. Right, level 7 film, the entire film, he just talks about science, and it is kind of funny when like the other family members do get a bit bored of it. But you could feel that the passion for Reed Richards has for his family. Like he even in the film makes the whole world protective because of because he wants to protect the kid because of the world is kind of dangerous in this. Which I can't. Speaking of the look of the world, that world is absolutely beautiful. Like, it was kind of cool seeing Marvel do a film off in another universe. Just the look of where they live, with like the Montreal building, I think that's what it's called. The Montreal building, the look of New York. It was just all very awesome and very beautiful looking, especially when you see it in a cinema. The visuals are beautiful, and actually speaking of visuals, the entire film, some of the film scenes in this film are absolutely amazing. Like the scene with when they meet Galactus. I swear that is like a painting. I loved that scene. Okay, now getting on to what happens to the film. So they do actually do kind of skip the origin story for the Fantastic Four, but they do it in kind of like a way like you don't have to do homework. Like they do this footage, they show footage of the team getting ready to go to space. As if you don't know, in the comics, they go to space to investigate something, and they get some storm hits them and gives them powers. But in this film, they just do it for like footage of them going to space, and you can hear in the background like what happens to them, and them just landing. They don't really show the origin story, which is good because I don't really think we want them to keep doing the origin story over and over and again. It was kind of fresh air, having something kind of different, but it was kind of useful for people who don't know anything about the Fantastic Four. So I am glad Marvel did this. Now speaking of the team of the Fantastic Four, first we'll talk about of course everyone's going to talk about this. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Pedro Pascal was such a good Reed Richards in this. He practically embodies the role of Reed Richards. Like he's so like every time he talks, he's always like science and trying to basically he tell he embodies the character because Reed Richards is a science nerd, and now with them having a kid, he does want to. He is a bit worried about because in the film, Galactus says he has some kind of different power, and Reed Richards gets a bit scared. He's like he's doing tests and nothing's coming back, but then eventually he's like, no, I'm gonna stop doing these tests. I'm just gonna wait for you to tell me. Which is really good. I love how seeing different other characters like switch up. Like going from, oh, we're going to need to keep doing this, to, no, I'm not going to do this, this is bad. And Pedro Pascal is a great Reed Richards in this. And I am just so excited to see him in Avengers Doomsday. Now getting on to Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. She was phenomenal in this film. She was just, every single scene she was in with the family or just by herself, she just nails the role of Sue Storm. Like, you can tell how scared she was when she was trying to protect her Franklin from Galactus, who wanted to take their child. She did not want to get rid of him. Like, she even looked at Reed. Even when Reed said there might be a possibility to get rid of Franklin, she just left. She just said, "No, we're not doing this. That is out of the question." And just, she is like funny, and she just basically gets to do Sue Storm's personality and portray on comic accurate. That's the thing. All the casting for this film has just made the characters comic accurate more than I'm not gonna say the horrible one, if you know what I mean. And okay, another one we're talking about. And now talking on Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. They do a lot of different. Joseph Quinn is funny as hell as Johnny Storm, but they do add some more stuff to him. Like, he's actually very helpful when it comes to figuring out the mission, the messages and stuff, and who the Silver Surfer or Galactus is. They actually gave him like this quest. They actually made him a bit more smarter than Reed Richards. Like, he actually decodes some stuff. He actually learns the language of Silver Surfer. He's just a very yes, he is charming. He's a funny. He's very funny. He's just basically like stereotypical Johnny, like in the comics. But they give him more stuff to do, more like personality and stuff, which I kind of love, because we never get to see more of personality. We just see jokes. But in this one, he gets more. And I love his relationship with his sister, Sue Storm. Them two were practically brother and sister on screen. You could feel the brother and sister relationship. And now getting on to Ben Grimm. I would say the look of the Thing, amazing. Marvel did it look spot on, and he's even funnier, and he actually is comic accurate to the comics. And he does actually have this like thing going on in the movie where he has a love interest, but he's too scared to tell her. Which is actually kind of sweet, because in the comics he does actually have a love interest. And I think that I love as well about this movie, I love how they already show how popular the Fantastic Four are. They don't have to like build it up or something. They already sell in this universe. They're already popular. They already got like merch, TV shows. Just basically, they're already like very famous, and I love to see that, because we never get to see that in the other films. And the other thing I do like Herbie, who is the robot of the in the Fantastic Four. He is absolutely hilarious and so adorable. He gives me like Wally vibes. I don't know if everyone got that vibe from him, but he is just so phenomenal. And I will talk about the villains at the end. Now getting on to what happened. Oh, like the stakes in this film. I was like, this is the most really depressing and very serious film. I am literally not joking. Halfway through this, when Silver Surfer does come, the film tone changes, because you can see the family who does not want this world to get destroyed by Galactus, and they are trying their best to not get the world destroyed. So they do go up to go see Galactus, who I would say the guy playing Galactus did an amazing job. His voice is terrifying on the big screen. His voice is like booming, and they made him very tall in this movie. I was not going to expect him to be that tall. And he is menacing. Every time he's on screen, I was just terrified. I was like, no, I don't want this guy to destroy the world. And Silver Surfer is also very creepy. But we do kind of get her origin story, where she basically sacrificed herself to be Galactus's hench well, hence something. I don't know a lot about the female Silver Surfer. I only know the original Silver Surfer, the dude one. I don't know anything about this female one. So if anyone knows about this female one, please tell me in the comments below. But throughout the film, we do see them trying to Fantastic Four, and we do see a scene when they do get him come back to Earth. But Reed Richards says, "We did call two of the Galactus, and he offered a too much high price, which was a child, and we had to say no." And the look of the reporters, they immediately did not like the Fantastic Four. It was even in throughout the whole thing, it was like people like, "Oh, they should have sacrificed the kid to save the world," and that was just like, why would you want to sacrifice the kid? That is just messed up. But Sue does eventually tell them, we all need to band together to stop this guy from destroying our world. Which they do. They make a machine to, try to move the planet to a different new world, but that doesn't work because Silver Surfer destroys the machines. So then Reed Richards comes up with a plan to send Galactus to another place so he would never come back. Which, it does almost work. When Galactus arrives, he immediately starts trying to find Franklin, which talking about some scenes, the spaceship chase, that was so intense. Like, some of the things were, like, they were getting chased by the Silver Surfer, Sue Storm was having to give birth to Franklin and Richards, and just all the teams trying their best to survive Silver Surfer. And I just love all the dynamic in that scene. With every time Ben needs something, he always yells, "Reed!" Reed just immediately goes to solve the problem. That is how a family should work in the MCU. Yes, Avengers is not a team, but I don't really find them as a family. This is a family, a bit like also the Guardians of the Galaxy. Just the dynamic and everything, which is just amazing to see on screen, and I'm just so happy we had this. Now getting on to some of the characters, some of the cameos we do see in this film. We do see get Mole Man, who I don't know a lot about, but he does kind of get quickly. He actually is kind of invested in this, important in this movie. Sue Storm does agree to be friends to team up with him to help everyone go underground. And the guy playing Mole Man is so hilarious, and he is very of course was Fantastic Four villain. They're gonna be a jerk sometimes, so he doesn't really listen that much. But I'm so glad they did not kill him off, because I don't know why it was with Marvel and killing off villains, but I was just so happy he was here. Now getting on to some of the Easter eggs you didn't really know. We do get this. I forgot his name. This character, this green. We get this green creature who's actually based in the. Now I'm gonna butcher this. This is from the 1961 comic issue, and they do the exact immediately. I'm basically trying to say they basically propose just like the comic, which I'll put on the screen here. They do it so good, even though I was the CGI does a little bit terrible. The Little Caesars ever does better, but we do get some hints of the characters in the world. Like there's some guy called Puppet Master, there's a guy called Ghost, who was actually supposed to be in the film but it got deleted. So that's kind of good. We get some more world building. But I would say, go throughout the whole film, you can this film was just so suspenseful because also they're building up. Because obviously Galactus is coming and they don't want the world destroyed. But then the saddest thing the thing that actually nearly made me cry. Sue Storm actually nearly dies, because her holding her powers to stop Galactus from hurting Franklin. And that's the end. I always cried because they're not really gonna kill. Are they gonna kill off Sue Storm? But nope, they do not kill her off. I was like, thank God, because obviously they're gonna be in the Avengers Doomsday. They can't just kill them off. She's important to the team. But now getting on to the post-credit scenes for Fantastic Four. In the first post-credit scene, we see this is 4 years later. we see Franklin and Sue Storm having a mother and brother, mother and son moment. But then Sue Storm comes back, and Doctor Doom is with him. We don't see his face, but we know he's Robert Downey Jr. And then there's cuts. So that's clearly going to lead up to Avengers Doomsday. And then in the second post-credit scene, it's just a TV moment with it's the animated hero, and Herbie just turns on the TV. Now I will say this film is one of my favorites. Now one of my favorites of the MCU films. Anytime if I ever get time today to go see it again, I would. And I just thought this film was amazing. I thought it was fun. I thought it was just. I love like the Fantastic Four fans, and I just cannot wait to see what else they do with the Fantastic Four characters. But I just wanted to know what you guys' thoughts on Fantastic Four: The First Step was. I thought it was an amazing film, and I can't wait for the Avengers Doomsday. But that was my review of Fantastic Four: The First Steps. If you want to see more, or if you want to tell me your thoughts on the film in the comments below, I will reply. And of course, if you want to see more stuff like this, be sure you make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on social media in the description below, and tell me in the description, what are your thoughts on Fantastic Four? And I'll see you guys in the next video.